What's up, guys? Your driver Mike here, back with another video, and today we're talking about what are the most unnecessary rideshare accessories. So you'll see in a video linked here, I talk about a lot of essentials, great accessories for drivers, and I talk about even more in some of my product reviews. But what are some accessories that are honestly unneeded and don't really help you out as a driver? Number one, candy and food items. Now, if you're driving on the UberX platform, the highest rate I have seen for a base rate per mile is $175 a mile. Here in Pittsburgh, it's $105 a mile. Your expenses for tax deductions for this year's driving is 53.5 cents a mile. So basically, on average, you could probably take your per mile rate and cut it in half. If you have food items and candy, you're cutting deeply into your own profits by providing extras to your passengers on the UberX platform. You're opening yourself up to having garbage back there in the back seat that you can't see. It's actually gonna hurt you on the next run because you're not gonna be able to see it. Another passenger gets in and they're gonna see garbage on the floor. Number two, phone chargers and phone accessories. Now, this is the one item I'm a little flexible on. It's not a high upfront cost, but generally if you're fumbling with cables, if you have to give it to your passenger, if you have to plug it in, you can see how it may become more hassle than it's worth. Number three, auxiliary cords. So one of the big problems with these are not just durability, but the hassle of using these. Now, what do I mean by that? If you give a passenger an auxiliary cord, I know Uber and Lyft like to promote drivers encouraging passengers to pick their own music, but especially with some passengers, the music that they want to play is at volume 10. They want to blast music in your car. That could damage your speakers, which costs a lot more than this. And you can imagine the hassle of trying to negotiate and talk to passengers that want to blare music when you don't want them to blow out your speakers. Number four, bottled water of any size. I know the argument here is it costs next to nothing. It's super easy, but there's really no upside to this. The only reason that you would provide food, candy, water is to get what? Higher ratings and possibly a higher tips, but that is marginal. I've tried it. I've tried the bottled water. I know drivers that have tried candy as well. It does not increase or marginally increases tips and earnings. Now, I can speak to that. When I tried the bottled water is I had these smallest water bottles. I think it was maybe 4 ounces, something real small. Deer Park, you can get a case for $2, but that $2 doesn't help you out when passengers are drinking half of the water bottle. And I had a passenger that left it on the back seat there and it was half opened unknowingly and it spilled all over the back seat. And especially you're double dipping if you have the food and candy, you're having a bunch of garbage back there, half drank water bottles, empty water bottles on the ground. They're going to give the empty bottles back to you. Again, it becomes more of a hassle for such a small gain. Number five, strong air fresheners. Guys, I do not recommend the little tree air fresheners. I don't recommend Febreze. I do not recommend those little pearls, those scented pearls that you can put in a cup holder. None of that. I do not recommend that. Both Uber and Lyft have noted that overly strong scents do not benefit passengers. Passengers, basically, when you get into a car, you really don't want to smell anything that stands out. It should be neutral. It should simply just smell clean, and you want a neutralizer. You don't want an air freshener because some passengers may not like a certain scent. Get some Ozium. It's an air neutralizer and an air sanitizer that does a much better job, lasts forever, and makes the car smell neutral and not off-putting whatsoever. Those are my top 5 most unnecessary rideshare accessories. Now, of course, you can use them and you can weigh if it does increase your tips or your earnings. But from what I've seen, from what I've experienced and talking to other drivers, the benefit just isn't there when weighing the risks. I hope you like this one, guys. Your driver Mike here. I do appreciate you watching. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.